Now building 600. Respond on control south. Timeout 22 hours. Medic 42. Engine 42. Medical emergency 3966. Bearing court. Respond on control north. Medic 42. Engine 42. Medical emergency 3966. Bearing court. Cross Street Gibraltar Drive. Respond on control north. Timeout 22 hours. Weather 47. Residential structure fire 2843 House Lane. Respond on control north. Ladder 47. Residential structure fire 2843 House Lane. Cross Street Carriage Circle. Respond on control north. Timeout 22:39 hours. Engine 51. Medic 23. Medical emergency 788 Milan Court. Respond on control south. Engine 51. Medic 23. Medical emergency 788 Milan Court. Cross Street River Court. Respond on control south. Timeout 22:39 hours. Squad 30. Medic 31. Medical emergency 213 Washington Avenue. Respond on control north. Squad 30. Medic 31. Medical emergency 213 Washington Avenue. Cross of Cassania Street and Immokalee Drive. Respond on control north. Timeout 22:40 hours. Fifth Avenue Northeast. Respond on control north. Engine 12. Rush 12. Battalion 10. Pack 11. Rush fire 3225 72nd Avenue Northeast. Cross Street Everglades.
What's up, everybody?
North.
Today we're in Bonita Shores. This is between Naples and Bonita Springs. Some parts are part of Collier County where Naples sits. Other parts are part of Lee County. So here we're kind of between both counties. These are the nicer houses. They're right on the water. So these are into the millions. But a few blocks away there's an area where you could find a house for less than $300,000. Now I've been watching the real estate market lately, and something very interesting has been happening. I watch areas that are pretty depressed economically. I've been studying Florida, Georgia, and Alabama real estate in some areas for about 2 years now, plotting my move out of Naples. And it seems that something very interesting has happened in the last few weeks that I wanted to share with you guys in the real estate market of North Florida, South Alabama, and South Georgia. And it is that in areas that were kind of stagnant, houses are pending now. Lots of things are pending, and these are properties that were sitting for quite a while. They were sitting and they were going nowhere, and now they're starting to move. The real estate's starting to move in these areas. I think it's because people from big cities are, I'm guessing, I'm not sure exactly why, the real estate market is starting to pick up again, especially in areas that didn't have activity. But these are remote rural areas, so I'm going to guess that people are trying to move out of big cities. Whoever was thinking about getting out of New York, they're really going to do it now. People are really going to start doing stuff now for real. So those people that were on the sidelines about moving out of New York, moving out of Chicago, moving out of the big cities, those people that were on the fence, they weren't sure if they were really going to do it, they're doing it for real now. So I think it's going to make the real estate market unbearable in Florida. I think it's going to make this is going to make, because you know, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama are pretty much poor states. So now that the buyers are coming from out of state, it's going to make the housing situation for the regular working class person almost impossible. It's going to be a serious situation for the normal working class person to be able to buy a house now, because now there used to be a lot of volume of real estate. If you're looking to buy a house, and I'm not talking about in the 250s and up, I'm talking about, give you guys an example, this little house right here, this is going to be a $700,000 house right here, $600,000 house. I get that little house in North Florida for $120. Even with water on the back, you can get it for Maybe not Gulf access, but you know, structure per structure, it was a lot cheaper to buy in that region of Florida. Areas that were completely stagnant, you could have, if you had $100,000, 20 houses to pick from. Now there might be 1 or 2 houses and they're pending. So I've noticed a lot of people just you know, properties that were sitting for a very long time. I was looking at properties, give you an example, I was looking at properties in South Alabama, around Alexander City, just the southeast side of Alabama. And these properties had been on the market now for almost 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, 9 months. These properties have really been on the market for a very long time, going nowhere. And all of a sudden, I look at my, you know, when you on Realtor, you can click the little heart icon and it saves that property. So you're watching these properties. So I was watching about 100 properties, and I clicked back into Realtor, and now there's only like 40 properties left. I mean, about 60 of the 100 properties that I was looking at sold already, and the vast majority of those that were still left are pending. These are properties, like there's one property that I've been watching this property for over a year now sit on the market. It's gone now, it's not on the market anymore. So a lot of people are saying because the market was kind of freezed up for a few months, now it's opening up again, so there's more real estate activity. But that's not the case everywhere. These are properties that hadn't sold in 2 years, and now they sell all of a sudden. So it could be for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to speculate too much on the reason why. I'm just handing down the information to you guys so you guys can look into what the reasons are. I believe that it's out-of-state buyers, probably. Also, people have decided, people are looking for more stability maybe. They don't want to move out of the small towns and move into the big cities anymore. So I don't know what the exact reasons are. There's a varied amount of reasons why. It's kind of pointless to speculate about the reasons without knowing why. So it's not so much speculating about the reasons, but I'm just letting you know the information, which is that the real estate market is really ticking up in North Florida, South Alabama. And what it's going to lead to is, and here in this area, there's a lot of property for sale in price ranges over $300,000. But under $300,000, there's nothing virtually left, and whatever there is left is moving quickly, which means that the next phase starts, which is building new houses being the option for people. And the thing is that building new houses is pushing you almost to $500,000 in Southwest Florida. Like in this area here, just the empty lot is pushing close to over $100,000 just for the empty lot. So if just the empty lot being over $100,000, that leaves very little very little possibility for you to, you used to be able to build a brand new house. You could build a brand new house for $150,000. That virtually doesn't exist. And even in areas like LaBelle, where you could buy a brand new house for $150,000, that is pretty much eliminated right now as an option. Now, because there's a crunch in affordable real estate, all these new houses, they can jack up the price $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and they're still gonna have a buyer for it because there's nothing else available. So I think it's a very bad time to buy if you're looking into affordability. It could actually get worse too. COVID situation, guys, I'm gonna have to stop covering that situation because it's become a political issue, and we don't do politics on this channel. So now that it's become a political issue, we're gonna drop that. I was covering it from a news angle, but there's no way to cover it from a news angle because without people assuming that you're taking a political edge on it. I'm not trying to take a political edge on it, but because people are assuming that I'm taking a political edge, we're just gonna have to drop that subject completely. So we're really going to have to drop that subject, simply because, even though I'm not trying to make a political point, but if people are assuming that I'm trying to make a political point, well, then that puts me into a realm of things that I don't want to touch or be into on this channel. So it's not that I'm trying to put a political twist on things, but if it's being absorbed as I'm taking a political view, then we can't do it. So now that the COVID situation has become a political situation, where political parties are taking sides on how serious they're going to take this situation, if I take a serious approach, I'm going to be judged as being in a certain way. And we don't want to be, we're not a political news network. We are a informational news network. So we're going to have to drop the COVID. It hasn't really produced anything positive for us anyways. I had a few videos that got a lot of views, but it's not really worth to taint the reputation of our channel over things that are changing and becoming political. We don't do that, so we're gonna drop that situation. You used to be able to find small houses here for about 300,000, but now even the lots are pushing 100,000. So it's really driven the prices up here in this little area. So I'm just trying to give you guys, I'm trying to do the best I can for you guys, of giving you information that's relevant to the times, but at the same time, we don't want to get in that back and forth. It's pointless. Today they're arguing about COVID, the next day they're arguing about this, the next day they're arguing about that. It's a never-ending, pointless battle of opinions, and we don't want our channel to become that garbage. I don't want to become a Facebook thread on my YouTube channel. This house was built recently. I remember when they were building this one. But even empty lots are going for about 100,000 and up in this area. So the possibility, like this is an empty lot for sale by owner. Even the possibility of anything affordable coming up now, it's almost impossible now. I can't believe how fast it happens, but it makes sense that people are taking up the affordable properties, and just crazy times we're living in, guys. But yeah, we're gonna drop that whole subject. It hasn't brought anything beneficial to our channel. I'm very pleased that today it's very quiet out here today. Everybody's, see, that one's for rent. That's a good option right there. There's not too much for rent in this area. So this is Bonita Shores. Bonita Shores is part of Naples County of Collier. We got some goodies right here by the curb. Let's see what we got. Looks like some tools. It's close to the beaches. That's great, man. I mean, you got Bonita Beach north of here, and Bonita Beach Road takes you to the beaches of Bonita. You got Vanderbilt Drive, or it's a drive, or I can't remember, one of the Vanderbilts heading south into the Naples beaches. You really can't go wrong with this little area. You got the best of Bonita, the best of Naples. It's a little bit further from restaurants that, like, you know, North Naples, I'm about 5 minutes from all the restaurants. Here you're about 10-15 minutes, but you know, you're not gonna eat at restaurants every day. So this area is a little bit less popular with the, what's the word I'm looking for, the yuppies? Is that the right term? Is that a politically correct term I can use? People are so sensitive nowadays. Everything you say has to be within the margins of the sensibilities of people. And I don't want to offend anyone, you know, like, that's the other thing too. Like, I don't want to offend people. You really don't. But if you're my friend, like, I got friends that are rednecks, and they say all types of inappropriate, you know, not politically correct things. They throw that at me all the time. But I don't get offended because we're buddies. We're fishing buddies. I help them, they help me. We're good friends. So, but today, especially on social media, the sensibilities of people are so refined that you can't even have a normal conversation without censorship. You have to constantly adapt your wow, that's a supercar right there. I don't know if it was a Lamborghini or what the crap it was. Oh, people are sensitive today. You have to adjust your vocabulary. And sometimes I'm giving you guys information. That's what people don't understand about this channel. I'm not giving you, this isn't, I can't sugarcoat. When people are moving, okay, a lot of people watching my channel are making life-changing decisions, and I gotta emphasize this. People watching my channel are making life-changing decisions. They're moving across the country, so I have to give them information that is transparent. It's very hard for me to give people information that is crucial to them and have to be indirect about it because 3 little guys over here are crying about their sensibilities. You have, with what I do, I have to be transparent. I have to tell people, hey, this neighborhood's crappy. This neighborhood's trashy. There's drug sales in this neighborhood. The schools here suck. I have to be transparent. I have to be clear because the information that I'm giving people is life-changing. For a lot of people, this information is just entertainment. But there's a lot of people that are making life-changing decisions right now based on this information. So I have to be transparent on the information, you know? How can I sugarcoat stuff that is this important? I have to be clear. And, you know, so there's only so much I can tone things down on this channel because I want you to be able to use my channel as a life-changing information to help you make a life-changing decision. So if I'm over here sugarcoating everything because people are sensitive, oh, don't talk bad about my neighborhood. No, there's bad things about your neighborhood we need to talk about because the people that are looking at this video are making life-changing decisions based off these videos. So there's a few restaurants along the front here. Let's go the other way. I like this area here. I've worked here a lot in this Bonita Shores. People pay me good. I've never had a problem here in Bonita Shores. It's pretty good. There's a few restaurants. Let's look here. Ooh, that smells good. We're coming up on Bonita Beach Road to the north of us, so this is now Lee County. Man, that food smells good. You can smell that good Italian food. You can smell it. Of course, today's a holiday, so most things are going to be closed. They must just be preparing for. That food smells good. There's a few little restaurants up on Bonita Beach Road, and during the winter, you can't even come in here because there's so many people, you know, tourists and stuff. So these restaurants are going to be very packed. I don't do them at all. I haven't done many of these restaurants here because of how packed they are. There's a liquor store. That's always good to have around. Can't go wrong with a liquor store. We have this restaurant here has a lot of people outside, mostly young people. A lot of these little businesses are just kind of close down and slow down. There's nobody here. This is a good one. These are good friends of mine. I might try to see if I can get a pizza for takeout from here. There's kind of nobody here, so we're just gonna might bring home a pizza. Let me call Katie and see if she's up for dinner. I don't know if she started dinner yet. Let's call Katie real quick. If Katie hasn't started dinner, I'll pick up a pizza. Since they got good food and there's nobody in there. They got great food and there's nobody in there. So if Katie hasn't started dinner, I'll... Have you started dinner yet?
No.
I'm gonna grab a pizza from Gatsby's, okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, babe, bye.